Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Hope Logan begs for help. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal Hope Logan, Annika Noel, has finally passed the point of no return and kissed Dr. John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin. For months fans have speculated about Hope's mental health, and it looks like writers are finally going to address her bizarre behavior. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful, spoilers ahead. Hope Logan's mental health and strange behavior has been a topic of discussion for almost a year, ever since she cheated on her husband Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, with Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson. The once demure mother and wife turned into a promiscuous cutthroat businesswoman who refused to let Thomas put a ring on it. Once Thomas skipped town, Hope turned her attention to Steffi Forrester's, Jacqueline McSinswood, husband Finn. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say kissing a married man after you blatantly shut down her advances is the final straw for Brooke Logan's, Catherine Kelly Lang, daughter. This week on B&B, Hope will beg her mom for help and admit that she can't control herself and her impulses. We could have told her that a year ago, but some people like to learn things the hard way. Hope's sudden interest in her mental health is pretty convenient, though. If she thinks Steffi Forrester is going to take it easy on her because she's struggling, then she has another thing coming. Interestingly, several years ago, there was a storyline involving Hope taking anxiety medication and abusing it. The writers could be revisiting that and possible issues with her medication or side effects. If Hope is officially diagnosed with a disorder that makes her act impulsively and accidentally kiss married men, then can Steffi really blame her for what happened with Finn? The air in Los Angeles was thick with tension as the sun dipped behind the skyline, casting long shadows over Forrester Creations. Inside the designer's haven, Hope Logan stood motionless, staring at the sketches scattered across her desk. Normally, her creative process was therapeutic, a way to channel the whirlwind of emotions that often consumed her. But today, the vibrant colors and delicate lines felt like a mocking reminder of the chaos her life had spiraled into. Hope's hands trembled as she brushed a strand of hair behind her ear, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and desperation. For weeks, she had tried to maintain a facade of control, convincing herself and everyone around her that she could handle the turmoil that had erupted in her life. But the truth was, Hope was unraveling, and the weight of her decisions was threatening to crush her. She glanced at the clock, almost 7 p.m. The office was nearly empty, the usual hum of activity replaced by an eerie silence. It was in these quiet moments that Hope's thoughts became the loudest, echoing her deepest insecurities and regrets. She could no longer ignore the gnawing feeling in her gut, the sense that she was on the verge of losing everything she held dear. Hope's mind raced back to the moment it all started to fall apart. Thomas. The name alone sent a shiver down her spine. He had re-entered her life like a storm, sweeping her off her feet with promises of change, of redemption. And for a while, she had believed him. She had allowed herself to be drawn back into his world, convinced that this time, things would be different. But now she wasn't so sure. The boundaries between love and obsession had blurred, and Hope found herself questioning her every move. Liam had noticed the change in her, of course. He had always been perceptive, especially when it came to matters of the heart. His gentle questioning had turned into pointed accusations, each one chipping away at the trust they had built over the years. Hope had tried to reassure him, to convince him, and herself, that she was in control. But deep down, she knew she wasn't. She reached for her phone, her fingers hesitating over the screen. There was only one person she could turn to now, someone who understood the complexities of her relationship with Thomas, who had seen firsthand the devastation it had caused in the past. Brooke. Her mother had always been her rock, the voice of reason when everything else seemed uncertain. But even Brooke had her limits, and Hope feared she had reached them. With a deep breath, Hope dialed the number, her heart racing as she listened to the phone ring. Each second felt like an eternity until finally, she heard her mother's voice on the other end. "Hope, is everything okay?" Brooke's tone was laced with concern, and Hope felt a pang of guilt for the worry she was about to cause. "Mom, I need your help." Hope's voice cracked, the vulnerability she had been suppressing finally breaking through. "I don't know what to do anymore. Everything is falling apart." There was a pause on the other end, and Hope could almost see the furrowed brow, the way Brooke's mind was already racing to find a solution. "Sweetheart, talk to me. What's going on?" Brooke's voice was calm, but Hope could sense the underlying urgency. "It's Thomas," Hope confessed, the name tasting bitter on her tongue. "I thought I could handle it, that I could keep him at a distance, but I don't think I can anymore. He's gotten under my skin, and now I'm questioning everything." Brooke's silence was telling, and Hope knew her mother was choosing her words carefully. When she finally spoke, her voice was firm, but gentle. "Hope, you need to get out of this situation before it's too late. Thomas is dangerous. He's always been dangerous, no matter how much he claims he's changed. You can't let him manipulate you again." Hope's eyes filled with tears as she listened to her mother's words, the truth of them sinking in. But it wasn't that simple. It never was with Thomas. He had a way of drawing her in, of making her believe in the possibility of redemption. And then there was the guilt, the nagging feeling that she owed him something, that she had to be the one to save him. "But Mom, what if this time is different? What if he really has changed? I can't just abandon him when he's trying so hard." Hope's voice wavered, the conflict within her evident. "Hope, you can't save him. You've tried before, and it nearly destroyed you. You need to think about yourself, about your family. Liam, Beth, they need you to be strong, to be present. You can't do that if you're caught up in Thomas's web again." The mention of Liam and Beth brought a fresh wave of emotion crashing over Hope. She had been so focused on Thomas, on the turmoil in her heart, that she had almost lost sight of what truly mattered. Her family. The life she had fought so hard to build. And now it was slipping through her fingers like sand. "I'm scared, Mom," Hope admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "I don't want to lose everything, but I don't know how to stop this." Brooke's tone softened, the sternness giving way to compassion. "You don't have to do this alone, Hope. We'll figure it out together. But you have to let go of Thomas. You have to put your family first." Hope closed her eyes, the tears spilling over as she nodded, even though her mother couldn't see her. "You are right. I know you're right. I need to find the strength to do it." "And you will," Brooke assured her. "You're stronger than you think, Hope. You've been through so much, and you've come out on the other side every time. This is just another challenge, and I know you can overcome it." Hope took a deep breath, the weight on her chest beginning to lift ever so slightly. She wasn't sure what the future held, or how she was going to navigate the complicated mess her life had become. But for the first time in weeks, she felt a glimmer of hope, a tiny spark of the strength her mother had always believed in. "Thank you, Mom," Hope whispered, her voice filled with gratitude. "I don't know what I'd do without you." "You'll never have to find out," Brooke replied softly. "I'm always here for you, no matter what." As they ended the call, Hope felt a renewed sense of determination. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy, that there would be moments of doubt and temptation. But she also knew she wasn't alone. With her mother's support and the love of her family, she could find a way to break free from Thomas's hold and reclaim the life she had nearly lost. Hope wiped away her tears, standing a little taller as she gathered her things. It was time to go home, to face the future with a clear mind and a strong heart. She had begged for help, and now it was up to her to take the first step toward healing, toward saving herself from the darkness that had threatened to consume her. As she left the office, the city lights twinkling in the distance, Hope felt a sense of calm wash over her. She didn't have all the answers, but she had something even more important: the will to fight for her happiness, for her family, and for the peace she so desperately craved. And that, she realized, was the most powerful weapon she could wield.